I think you've touched on some really interesting points there around the contribution of D&T to a broader holistic kind of student going through their education. And the way I thought about risk taking was that in lots of other subjects there's a lot less opportunity to take risk. You know, you don't take risk in sport, for example, because you might risk injury. You don't take risk within mathematics because you're following a kind of a stepped approach to solve an equation, to solve a problem. Whereas D&T really affords that opportunity to take risk and to learn through to risk and failure. There's another part of the opening statement which is about being a capable citizen and enterprising. Both of those things could be interpreted in many different ways. So what do you feel that should look like in D&T?
Well, again, it goes back to this whole principle of locality and the local needs. Enterprising means that you're actually working, I would say, within the community to produce something that is either for sale or is given out to people, but it's working to somebody else's need. So in other words, somebody comes to you like a Centre for Disabilities and said, we have a problem here. Excuse me, we've got a problem here, we need an X. Can you help? And then it's all about how you can do that. Or another way of doing it is for somebody else to come along and say, we're having a show, or we're having a fete, or we're having a market at so-and-so. Would you like to contribute to this? And then you've got your students then designing and making something that then they're actually going to market and sell. So how could that not be exciting for students? It's enterprising. And it's all those things that you should be building into your curriculum, leaving space within your curriculum planning to allow that to go on. You know, and I know that people are going to say, well, what about senior management, etc.? You can be very creative with your curriculum planning because you're a design and technology teacher, and surely that's what you should be doing. You should never miss an opportunity to enter a competition, to work with the local communities, to look at needs. You know, you should be looking at that all the time, as well as developing and building your skills, because the whole thing, it's the what, why and how. The whole thing builds enterprising students, creative students, and students who are going to leave that subject and are happier and more confident to go out to the next stage, the next step of their working life.
I think you've alluded to a lot of the ideas around enriching the curriculum through competition. So the competitions that spring to my mind are things like there's a brilliant Make Able competition which has some fantastic global outcomes from teams all over the world. Yeah. You know, personally, I used to use Young Enterprise for slightly older students because, again, enterprising opportunities to make products. Yeah. There are so many routes, aren't there, through competitions, robotics competitions like the VEX and the Lego Mindstorms. They really are able to enrich the curriculum, and you believe they could be integrated into curriculum then, into the the program.
Where I live, and every community has one, I'm a member of the Rotary Club, and every year we do a technology challenge. And so all the local schools come, and this year it was building a kind of rocket launcher. So that is design and technology, you know, full stop. It was a design and technology challenge, but they worked in teams, and, you know, to actually go around and talk to these inspired kids, because that's exactly what they were, really reminds you of what design and technology is and what it should be. And also, there was very little staff participation. The staff came because they obviously had to, but really the kids managed themselves and produced the outcome. And what was great at the end of it, because it goes back to this failure thing, was watching the results and watching the pride that the kids had in making whatever it was, as I say, a rocket launcher. But also, when you're walking round and you're engaging with the students, you're not telling them what to do, but you're engaging with the students, you can see the cogs where, you know, this is what we're doing, this is how we're doing it. You can see the teamwork in action. That's what design technology is. And, you know, I get upset that people miss a trick because of the pressures from somewhere else. And I think we've got to take back the streets. It's something that I've used quite a few times. We have to take back the streets for our subject and for our students.